Hello, everyone. I just woke up from a nap, but I need to get this video done. And I already remembered something I forgot, but I went to and helped out at Milwaukee Horror Con. It was awesome. Got a lot of stuff, and um, so Milwaukee Horror Con. This is the third one they did. The first one I went there as a customer. The second one I volunteered. Me and Ann did, and we sold tickets pretty much, and that was totally cool. This one they asked us if we wanted to be handlers or help the celebrities, and apparently some people don't want to do that, but um so she got to help Jody. Hold on. Hold on. It's not gonna say it. Jody from Weird Science, and she was in Jason, one of the Jason movies. Oh my god. Oh, not Judy. Judy Aarons, and there we go. I should just cut this and redo it. So, anyways, and I had the biggest crush on her from Weird Science, the dark-haired girlfriend type one. So they asked Anne to do that, and I was like, oh. And then they're like, do you want to do CJ Graham? And I'm like, sure. And it was right next to Anne, so it was kind of cool. He was super laid back. He told me off the bat that somebody from Days of the Dead in Chicago a while back, a handler had pocketed a bunch of his money. So he's like, I'm just going to have you take pictures, maybe help me out with any other things that pop up, but that's pretty much it. So that's all I had to do. I didn't have to touch his money, which is totally fine with me. And I didn't have to do any math. So that was good. So let's get into some stuff. So, oh my god. Alright, let's just do this. So this is Judy Aaron. She said, Eric and Nan, this is kind of a night of weird shit. Thanks for taking. I don't think that was. I know that wasn't a direct quote from her from the movie. I think it was somebody else's that she kind of. But it sounds a little like she might. I don't know. Thanks for taking this weekend ride with me. Judy Aaron Hilly. So 11 by 17. The next one, I'm gonna take it out because you can't really see it too good. Naomi Grossman was there, and I got other stuff from her. I don't know where it's at in this whole big thing, but she was super cool. I told her how awesome she was, and so she was selling some DVDs of her stand-up, and I'm like, I didn't know you did that. And she said it was kind of before she was famous, and it was really like risque, like covers, like showing her butt. Like, you'll see it soon. And she promised me it wasn't porn, and I'm like, good, because I'll get in trouble. But she was so happy that I bought them, because she's like, this is all me. Like, you know, like if you're in a movie, like somebody writes a script and they want you to play a character, obviously, but she's like, this is all me, and I'm glad you'll enjoy it, or whatever. So she signed those, but she also signed a hymn poster. I brought it. So the movie The Hymn, or Him, when I saw it in the theaters, it's a Jordan Peele movie. I liked it, but it was a lot to take in, you know, like most Jordan Peele films. And I'm kind of slow when it comes to movies, and it was just too much. So I kind of didn't like it. And then I rewatched it a couple weeks ago and like knew more about what was going to happen, obviously, and I liked it a lot more. It's a good. I recommend it. So, anyways, and we talked about that. She's like, I don't think people understood it totally, and I told her what I just said. You know, like it's a deep movie, a lot of like hidden meanings, and stuff can go over your head easy. So she wrote to Eric, go home. This was a direct quote. Go home, we don't want you here. And then she signed it. And the poster says, never meet your heroes. So it's a pretty, she wrote it in the nice gold or bronze. I think it's gold. That's pretty sweet. I recommend it, especially if you like sports. I know a lot of horror people tend to not be into sports, but I recommend it. So for CJ, he signed this in black. He loves a black paint pen. He recommends it pretty much for everything, and you can't really see it, so like kind of bummed about it, but that's all right. It was free. So when he told me I'll just be taking pictures, he's like, are you gonna be with me all weekend? I was like, oh no. But he asked for me. And so I was there with him Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday was Friday the 13th, which was kind of cool. So he's like, I can give you like 4 or 5 autographs, or if you're not into that, I'll just give you $100. I'm like, I've never done this. Like, I don't know if that's like normal, but I was like, I'm definitely into autographs. Like, I'll just take a few autographs if that's cool. So he ended up giving me both, and I was like, dude, that's your money. You worked hard for it. And he's like, I know your wife's right there. I'm gonna go give it to her. And then I'm like, fucking give me that money. But anyways, so that's 11 by 17. Here's some 8 by 10s, and I told him about Movember, and I do auctions, so he was happy to sign some 8 by 10s. Picked out a couple. That's a pretty sweet one from the movie. So this movie, Highway to Hell, I've never seen, but it looked really good. I've never seen it. Let me know if you've seen it, if you like it. I'm gonna watch it. Looks pretty sweet. He was the sweetest guy. Like talked with every person at least 5 minutes, you know, and he had a pretty steady line. Like, I would say between him and Tyler Main, they were kind of like the main draws. He didn't care. Like, he talked to everyone, kids, everything. It was really cool. This is the underwater one. He was telling me about this scene. And see, you notice how they're all black? He's like, but the black paint shines. And I'm like, yeah, but like a gold or blue would really stick out. But I'm not complaining. But so he was stuck underwater, and then he would beat his chest 3 times or whatever if he needed some oxygen. then a person in scuba gear would give him some oxygen. Thought that was kind of cool. Oh yeah, this one, I just grabbed it because, so it's not signed, but he was using it to like test markers or whatever. I don't know, I just grabbed it. This was his pro photo op thing. It was on the table when I was cleaning up. I just grabbed it too. So that's him. The dude is 69 years old. I just had a birthday, 46. I look way older than he does. Oh, this was another one he screwed up on, and I just grabbed and I gave it to Anne, and I told her that he was gonna give her autograph, and then he got really busy, so it just has an A on it. But so there's also this kid there, Jason Borcheese. He's from Crystal Lake, Illinois, which is by me, which is cool. Crystal Lake. And it's just this kid, and he wears I'll show a picture, but wears a Jason mask and a cheese head. And he was at the last couple cons, and then he had his own booth this time. I don't know if he like paid for the booth, but he was selling like pictures and stuff, and I had made him, I think it's in here, some resin little cheese wedges. I made him one, and then I made him one for me to sign. Yeah, so I gave him that, and he brought back a signed 8x10. That's him. He signed it. So also on Sunday, they were trying to break the Guinness Book of World Records, but they didn't have a record person from Guinness there, so I don't know if it would have been official, but they tried to break the record of the most Jasons in one picture or whatever. It was only 250. I thought that was very doable, but only like 102 showed up. I even brought all the Jason masks I had, but it didn't happen. So here's Judy Aronson's thing I just grabbed too. So she did that photo op, and with her in the boat, and that's where she is. She's nice, but she's a diva for sure. The first day, Friday, Anne hated working with her, and then she kind of like got used to it, but she told Anne like, get the money first, then I'll sign or do pictures, whatever. But then before Anne could like get the money or talk to the person, she would be like, oh, come over and sign stuff. So, and then that's not even the worst of it, was the pictures. Anne would take, Anne's not the best at taking pictures, but she would take the picture, and then Judy would have to go approve it. Like, it was just a big thing, amongst other things, but it ended up being good. So here's a few things that I brought that I was gonna maybe possibly get signed. Stream, it's like a canvas thing. I was gonna get that signed by Felissa Rose. I had gotten that for a different con, but it came too late. And then this was for Brett Wagner. And this I had from a box. I think this is from the original, but I didn't get it signed anyways. Then I bought two. I don't know where the other one is. I bought 3 movie 11 by 17s because it was a deal if you got 3. I got a weapons, and then I got the Jason Lives, and I can't remember which other one I got. Oh, one was a gift for Ed, Uncle Ed, and he is getting that. So I had some of the people sign for Movember. They wanted to donate stuff, donate a picture, or I had some Movember stuff. Right. So let's do that. So Brett Wagner, I'm gonna have to go pause it and grab, like, the thing I got him to sign was a bobblehead of Leatherface, and it looks so cool. He did the green, bright green, this bright green, and he wrote Leatherface, Brett Wagner, 2003. But it pops, and it looks really good on the bobblehead. This one is Naomi Grossman. She signed the card. So this is a poster that they give out to VIPs, and then they give them out to volunteers signed. So Ann and I were each supposed to get one, but one of them wasn't signed. So they're gonna send me one. Then I will do one for Movember too, but it's signed by everybody. It's pretty sweet. Some Milwaukee Horror Con, Brett Wagner, C.J. Graham, Tyler Maine, Felissa Rose, Ari Lehman, Dr. Satan, Judy Aronson, Naomi Grossman, Brett Wagner, that dude from Scary Movie, what's his name? John Abrams. So, yeah, that's pretty sweet. C.J. Graham signed some Movember boxers for somebody. Pretty cool. Kind of random. Very random, but Felissa Rose signed a Movember, Miss Movember sash. I should have had her wear a Brit picture, but that makes sense. She's a sweetheart. I made her cry because I was the first person to ever have her sign a Scary Movie mask. So first I had John Abrams sign. He wrote Eric chillin' and killin' Bobby, and he drew the little teardrop. That dude is super awesome. And he remembered me from the last con because I had my good friend Desiree get his autograph for me like 2 or 3 years ago on a kid's poster, and the quote I wrote down, like, he missed one word, and so I had him write it in there, and he was so he felt so bad. I'm like, dude, that's cool. That's a good story. So then, so Felicity, I brought this up, and she was like tearing up. And I'm like, she's like, this is the first scary movie item I've signed. And she is so sweet. So I had her write first mask, and then I'm like, do you have a quote or something? And I think, I don't know if, like in the credits, she's written as the bitchy mom, but she wrote bitchy mom, and she said that's her character in the movie is bitchy mom. But I'll post pictures at the end. She's so awesome.